So delighted to be joined by Earl Linton. Earl, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Rob. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. And Earl, we just wanted to get you on a quick call just to congratulate you really and thank you more than anything for all the work that you've given and all the hours and hours and hours that you've put into volunteering on Premier League Primary Stars with the Sheffield United Community Foundation. And we wanted just to tell you that as part of the PLCF's 10-year anniversary awards, you've actually been designated as our Premier League Primary Stars Facilitator. We wanted to celebrate your story. Obviously, everything that you've gone through, which I'm sure we'll touch on a little bit later on, is so inspiring, and it's been so inspiring to the young people that you've worked on through Primary Stars. So congratulations and a big thank you, first of all, from us and from the whole organisation and from the club. And just sort of tell us how you first got involved with the Community Foundation, how long you've been in, sort of your journey, really.
First of all, I'd like to thank you, the Community Foundation, for the award. I really do appreciate it. I'm glad that my hard work has been noticed.
So, Earl, obviously, you know that myself and you, we've worked together for a long, long time, but part of giving you this award is to celebrate your story. So just tell us when you first got involved with volunteering with Premier League Primary Stars and why you got involved and your journey from there.
Well, what it was in 2013, I had a road traffic accident. And from the road traffic accident, I acquired a severe brain injury. So I had to do a lot of rehabilitation. So I was away in Leeds doing rehabilitation, speaking to psychologists, occupational therapists, just trying to improve overall again, get me back to my old self. And I was there for 3 years. And part of my rehabilitation, when I was coming back home, they wanted to rehabilitate me back into my community. And I love sports, I love football. So they got in contact with my key worker in Sheffield, and they got in my key worker then got in contact with Sheffield United Community Foundation, and that's how I started off at the foundation.
And obviously that's 4 years sort of down the line now. So how was it, if you looked back at 2016 when you first started with us and you looked at yourself now, what journey have you been on since then, and how has the volunteering on Primary Stars helped you get back into your community and be like your old self, like you said?
Yeah, well, I've been on an amazing journey with the Community Foundation. Because of my brain injury, at the start, I get very fatigued because of my brain injury, and the fatigue comes quite easily and it hits me quite quickly. And I talked to my various coaches, yourself, Reese, Corey, Braden, and the coaches fully understood my brain injury and what could happen in the fatigue level, and they just put me into the coaching, but they just put me in steady. First it was half an hour here, half an hour there, then it got up to an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So the Community Foundation really understood my brain injury and myself, and they worked with me and put together a timetable, what was appropriate and was fitting and was manageable for me to do.
And how was it, sort of, you mentioned just doing half an hour blocks and hour blocks and things. When you first started attending the school sessions, how did you feel? And if you looked back at the Earl Linton of 2016 and how he was around the teachers and the pupils that we're working with, and you looked at him now, obviously I know it's been a little bit difficult for the past 8 months and we've not been able to get into those communities and those schools, but what's that journey been like and what's the difference, would you say?
Well, the difference, I would feel like I'm a much more positive person, and it's improved my confidence. When I first went to the schools, I was shy, a bit quiet, but the coaches, they understood, they helped me, they eased me into the sessions. At first, they'd say, only do what you feel comfortable doing. I would help out with the warm-ups or the end of session game. But then, months on months, it progressed on to me doing a full session, which I felt comfortable with doing with the help of the other coaches.
I think it's an amazing journey, and I think the thing that I've certainly really valued, Earl, and what the Community Foundation has really valued is the impact that you have had in the schools that you've in the communities that you've been in. Because me and you have worked in schools many times, and if there was a time when you wasn't there for whatever reason that may be, that the kids would be gutted and they'd really miss your input into the sessions. And I think that speaks volumes into the impact that you've had on young people's lives, and you've been able to take some of your negative experiences that you've had in life, turn them into positives, turned your life back into where it was before the accident, and you've got yourself, I feel, in a really good place now. One story I do want to share, and I don't know if you'll share it yourself, but one of my favourite moments ever working for the Community Foundation, it's not Primary Stars related, but it involves you, and it was the time where we got you into that staff game up against Blackburn Rovers. And everything sort of came like full circle when because you said yourself you felt really involved in the team that day. Everyone was really welcoming, and the fact that you scored a goal and the fact that it was a header that bulleted in, I nearly had tears in my eyes, and I can think about that moment even now, and it brings a really big smile on my face, because not everyone on that pitch knew what that would have meant to you, but I did. And I seen you right at the start when you first came in, and you mentioned you was really shy around the kids. You wasn't really sure what to do and how to interact with them because it was a brand new experience for you. And I think about you then, and I look at you in that moment when Mum was really worried about you playing in that game, and I managed to ring her at the end and say, "Oh my God, Tricia, Earl scored a header. You wouldn't believe the smile on his face." Like, it was such a nice nice ending to that season, and I think it lifted you a lot as well. It did, and it's really nice, and it's such a good story to tell. The amount of times I've told that story and told people about you, I've lost count, to be honest. And I just hope that when we get back into schools that you can hit the ground running, and we can start to progress. And just to tie off, mate, just tell us what you want to do. What would you like to achieve in the future? You've built up all this experience now, coaching, volunteering, working in schools. Sort of, where would you see yourself in another 4 years or 5 years, 10 years?
Well, I love going to the schools. Like, the work I do in the schools, it gives me a solid foundation and structure, what I need in my life to progress. And I love helping out, seeing the smile on the children's face, and then being happy through sport. And it makes me feel part of the community and part of something. Like when I'm got my kit on and I'm in the public or on public transport and people see me, I'm wearing the kit with pride, and I'm happy to be part of the foundation because I know what they've given me and my family. And it's just an amazing feeling, and I love helping kids progress, and it helps me progress no end. Like, the amount it's helped me and my family progress, it's amazing, it's incredible. I've also achieved qualifications with the Community Foundation, and for the future, I would just like to keep on progressing and achieving and going into schools and making a difference in children's life and make them progress through sports. And
I know the journey, sort of through this journey as well, you were able to move into your own accommodation, weren't you? Which was another massive step just for your independence, and in your own personal journey was another massive milestone. And I'd like to think that Premier League Primary Stars has certainly helped with that process and that journey. But
yeah, like I said, the Primary Stars, it's given me the solid foundation and structure what I need in my life to go on and progress in other areas in my life, like getting my own place, moving in, just being able to do everyday tasks and to the best of my ability, and just to keep on progressing in every areas of my life. The foundation has really given me a solid foundation. Like, without it, like, I still would be doing well in life, but I don't feel like I would progressed this fast and this far if I didn't have the community foundation as a solid background helping me in every areas. Like I've got work colleagues like yourself, former work colleagues who used to work at the foundation. I can ring them up any time I want and speak to them about matters not work related, about life, and you're always willing to help anything, any way you can. The foundation are always willing to help me, and it just feels like I've got the right people around me and in the community, and I feel like I've got the right support to carry on flourishing and doing well in life and making my family proud.
No, I'm dead pleased that we've been able to help on that journey, Earl. But it's massive credit to you because it's you that's done it. It's you that's put in the hours. It's you that's wanted to develop yourself, and you absolutely, when we were discussing all the PLCF awards and the nominations, you were the absolute standout straight away. And it's a massive thank you again from us. Keep up the good work, and the minute we can get back into a bit of normal, get you back into schools, then we can carry on and pick up where we left off. But cheers, Earl. Thanks a lot for that, mate. And hopefully I'll see you in person very soon.
Yeah, hopefully.